Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Fiscal Philosophy YouTube channel, Evolution Gaming. Wow, this is the international gaming software juggernaut. They are unfortunately down a bit these last few days. They've gotten back below $80 to close out today. This is a stock I got into early in 2025. They pay a healthy dividend. There's a relatively robust buyback program, although it could be better because of Sweden. We'll get into that. But they're down. One point of why they might be down is there was this little bit of ire in the Philippines where perhaps one of their operators did some things that got one of their licenses suspended. This isn't a good look for the entire industry, to be honest. It looks like EVVTY Gaming got stripped of one of its two gambling licenses in the Philippines. It maintained its other license to operate a gaming venue, which is required to do the live studio for Evolution. But there is their other license that did, in fact, get revoked, and it was due to something to do with the Know Your Customer rules that they have for verifying players' identities to avoid fraud and money laundering. Looks like they were a little bit lax about that. And I even heard something from somebody while I was over there about gaming in general, that one company got in some trouble for advertising on Facebook in a way that wasn't allowed, and so the ads got pulled. I don't know if that is this company in particular. It was just an interesting thing. A previous time that I had been there a few months ago, I had actually seen Evolution-based gaming sites advertising on Grab. Did not see those ads this most recent time, and they were only a couple months apart. But I did actually see still a lot of gaming ads there being advertised on TikTok, and these were Evolution-based platforms. So Evolution is still strong in the Philippines, and I think they still have a presence, and I'm not too terribly worried about this overall, but the optics of it aren't necessarily good and may have caused some of the sell-off here. While we wait for the share price appreciation we all know is due to happen, they do have a fairly healthy dividend yield. Now, this is only paid out once per year. That's right, one of those rare annual payouts. This is more normal for European businesses, and they are based in Sweden. They tend to look at things a little bit longer term, so they're not as obsessed with doing things quarterly. Therefore, an annual dividend payout. Now, I personally don't buy this just for the dividend yield, but it is nice to get paid a little something while you wait and have something to add on to your price appreciation return. The growth rate of that dividend is double digit. Payout ratio is low and sustainable. The buybacks should theoretically also be pretty accretive at today's prices. They do buy back shares. However, I mentioned earlier, there are some caveats with this being a Swedish business, and Sweden seems to cap the total amount of buybacks that they can do to around 10% of the average daily volume. So if a stock doesn't have a lot of trading volume, and it's unfortunately another quirk of European stocks, they tend not to have super duper high trading volume a lot of the time, because people have a different longer term mindset. When they buy a stock, they just view it as something that they buy and forget about. I think Americans have a tendency to trade in and out of stocks a little bit more often. And so with the longer hold times that I think that they have there, leads to lower volumes, which means that 10% number becomes a smaller buyback than what it would be if this was an American company. We have discussed the possibility of a rumor, I will call it, that they might be behind the scenes considering a re-headquartering to the United States in order to get listed on the New York Stock Exchange, not stop trading over the counter in the US, and basically only have to then abide by the American rules as far as things like buybacks. And it might also help with the tax burden on the dividends. The dividend that I received was taxed quite heavily. Again, this company is in Sweden. There's some costs to that, as well as ADR fees. Drop a comment below if you're also in Evolution or if you're thinking about it, what you think of this business. I personally think it's a solid investment at today's prices, and the price is the only thing that's really falling behind on the stock overall. Make sure you do the algo stuff, like the video, subscribe, help me grow my channel. My Discord is linked in the description. I do talk about stocks there on a pretty much daily basis. You can also catch me every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Cashflow Kings Live, and my Twitter is at Mr. Macho Mog. My name does come up as Fiscal Philosophy. It's a cartoon guy that looks a lot like me in a tank top and sunglasses. Have a good one, everybody.